Alright, let's try it again. Oh, yeah. Let's see what happens. I got a notification. I don't... Oh, see, there's somebody. Brittany? I believe that's Brittany. It does look clearer now. Here's the thing. I put my phone in my pocket, and it gets dirty, I guess. And then I forget to clean it before I go live, so it gets all jacked up. Hello, Jason. Hello, Rosalie. Oh. Hello, Ms. Roberts. Leah. Brittany. Alright, see, now there's people. That's weird. I went live for 3 minutes, and literally nothing showed up on my screen. Like, nothing. Like, I didn't know that I even was live. I wasn't even sure I was alive. I did hit the live button, and there was a number. I mean, there was a clock going, so at that point I knew I was live, but there was nothing showing up other than that, which is... If I'm doing the drink of the day, it's fine, because I can just do my thing. I just, hey, here's the drink of the day, make the ingredients. If I see no comments the whole time, I make the drink, bail it, boom, live's over. It's fine. But if I have nothing to talk about, like now, I'm like, where do we go from here? So I count on comments to spur conversation and, cause some squirrel moments, because they're always fun. And I'm sure there's comments right now, and I see nothing. I do see that people are watching now, which is better, because at least I know there's someone out there. I'm not just talking to myself, which generally is where I go. Anyway, I might just take the other live down. I don't even know. But anyway, I went to CBI. Doc Roberts was over there, so I just wanted to go check in with him. Make sure we were still good. He's like, yep, absolutely. He loves what we do. He's gonna help push the group. He was hoping I would be there. I don't know. I'm assuming his Jeep Fest is the same weekend every year, so maybe next year, well, no, we can't. See, the problem is we have other people we meet up there in Potter and picnic with. That's the problem. Because it could just change to another weekend, but everybody else is up there this weekend, so it's just a bad situation. And we've never done an event. Like, I would never in a million years be like, hey, do you want to go do this event? I couldn't. There's no way I could do that. Maybe if we did a couple, like, I'm thinking, Britt, I think maybe next year I'm going to look into that Vet Fest and try to get us a spot down there, because that would be cool if we were down there and we actually had our thing set up there and we could just talk to people. I mean, we'd have to, I don't know. I mean, we'd have to come up with something to have there, like to give out or whatever. Even if the stickers, we could do the stickers all day. But I think if we got into some events like that, once we did a couple of them, and we kind of have an idea what it would be like, that's something we could do. I was actually thinking too, I just thought about it today, the Pomeranian Community Festival. I don't know what the deal is with that. Could do something there. It's fine. Like, I don't want to be a Pomeranian group. When we're not. We're way bigger than Pomeranian. There's people from all over the country in our group. But what we need to do is get people who are in our group to invite people from wherever they are. What in the hell? Brittany, what are you doing? Brittany must have got the wine buzzies going. All right, I got 2 comments now, so that's something. Yeah, but anyway, Doc is all in. He likes what we do. He likes what the group stands for, and so we got 40 minutes on the show. I figured that, Brittany. Did you yell it though in your apartment? Is what I want to know. Did you yell it like you were calling chickens? That's the real question. I need to get more. I need to get more people. Brady and Swiper had 10 people. I only have 6. See, they carry the page. That's what I'm saying. If Mima was here yelling at me, we could get to 10 for sure. She's a rabble rouser. I think it's funny, Britt. I don't know how effective it is, but I think it's funny. Um, yeah. Brittany, how can you? Here's my question, Brittany. How can you not know who Oliver Anthony is? I mean, that guy is in the last week. I cannot turn on Facebook. I cannot watch a reel. I cannot watch a short video where if I scroll through 3 videos, I don't hit one of him. How can you be so far out of pop culture? You young kids. This is your wheelhouse. This is your specialty. You never heard the song Richmond, North of Richmond. You did not hear that song. And if you listen to his other stuff, he sings like old school country style music. His voice is very distinctive. What in the hell does that mean? You're not a millionaire? Oh, I'm not a millennial. Did I say you were? You could be a millennial. I'm not sure what you are exactly. I feel like you could be a millennial. He's not. Here's what he did. He basically made an anti-establishment song called Rich Men North of Richmond. So he's basically bashing all the people in Washington, D.C., all the corrupt people that are stealing all the money. It's on Facebook. Don't you go on Facebook? I don't do anything but Facebook. Like, I don't do any social media platforms except for Facebook. And I got hit over the head with a sledgehammer by the guy. Matter of fact, if you ever watched the live, which you don't, about, I don't know how many days ago it was, might have been last weekend. We played this stupid thing all day. We played all his music for a whole live. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Facebook either. But the problem is for this right here, what we do, there's just no other platform that would work. I mean, you could do YouTube, but you couldn't, it's not as interactive. There's no way that I could do my thing on YouTube and have the same interaction, which is just basically how I do this. That's the only problem. Or trust me, when my shit got hacked, I would have been done with it. If it wasn't for the group, I would have been done with Facebook at that time, because it just was a horrific pain in the ass. But there's just no way to. There's no other platform that has the interactions like this. Hello, Raquel. Raquel, I was talking to Doc tonight out at CBI, and I told him specifically that you said that there's no way that I could get it all done in 40 minutes. And I told him that you were probably right. But only because I can't keep on track. Probably best for this page overall. I don't actually hate it. I'm on it like 92% of my day. Well, the problem is, Brittany, stop trying to find people's acceptance. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. The biggest fear of most people is the thought of someone else's opinion of you. That's a fact. Well, I don't know about that, Raquel. This is what happens. So I watched back on a live. I realized you watch the numbers. Like, I sit here, I can't. I mean, I don't know how many people are watching. My screen says 6. There could be 10. There could be 4. It's not accurate on my end for some reason. I don't know why, but it's generally not. It's generally not active. So I don't necessarily know all the time. But I've noted, like, what I try to do when I'm doing the drinks, especially if I'm by myself, is like if I'm going to do 1 drink or 2 drinks, I try to set a lot of the stuff here that I need, so I don't have to go off camera for very long to get stuff. Because if somebody tunes in here and they see a blank screen and they don't hear me talking, and they don't hear the music because I have it turned down low enough so I don't get zucked, it's just a blank screen and people leave. So if I've just found when I rewatch them, when it's dead air, so to speak, that's when it's like, oh yeah, why would somebody watch this? So it just becomes a, uh, I don't know that it's a skill, but it's a cognitive thought that there has to be. You just got to keep rambling. So if you can ramble without stuttering and stammering, that's also great. But sometimes you just at a loss. Like there's some days where I come down here and I'm just like, I got nothing. If I could do it probably closer to my cold plunge, that might actually be helpful. It's so strange. Anyway, what I was saying, Brittany, was I just saw this the other day. The biggest fear. This is a fact. This is not. I'm not speculating this. They've polled people apparently. They didn't ask me. But the biggest fear is that people are worried about what other people think about them. That's the majority of people. Oh, stop, Brittany. Listen, I love content. Okay, so if I'm going to go live and I'm going to go live for an hour, 45 minutes, or whatever the case is, I would rather have you go. If you're live, you're live. Do your live. When your live is done, just like last night, I popped up and Hubie he came on live and he's like, oh shit, I was just going to go live. And I was like, well, if you would have went live before me, I would have not gone live until he was done. Just like when Monster was live, I just let Monster do his thing until he was done. It is what it is. I would rather have the content. It's fine with me. Especially when you guys attract a good audience, a good people watching your stuff, which is really cool. But anyway, yeah, so that's everybody's biggest fear is what other people think about them, okay? So you have to, well, Brittany, listen to me. I understand that. And I can relate to you very, very much. This is very helpful to me. But I understand you. I understand you very much. And if I could make you understand how I feel about you, you wouldn't feel that way. I'm telling you. If there's one person in your, and that's just me. That's just me. That's one person. I think you're phenomenal. That's the truth. Like I said, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I like what we do. And if I didn't think anybody else thought that, it doesn't matter, because I like what we do. I think what's going on here is great. And like I said, I would say half of the people who have either been Service Member of the Month or Veteran of the Month, I've never heard from. I think that's probably the truth. Now, there's some people, like Farva made a post yesterday, the other day, and that's awesome, and I love that. And that, and then the good thing about him making that post is all of his friends see it and see his reaction to it, and then maybe that gets more people interactive with all that we do, which is great. But at the end of the day, it's just like we had, I think I started telling this story the other day and then literally never finished it because we were just squirrel moment and it just never got around. But I've said this before, and so for everybody who's heard it, I apologize, but there's people on here who maybe have never heard it, and maybe somebody will tune in later. But I had somebody reach out to me, had someone in their life who's a service member, currently serving, and they wanted to come out here and buy everything that I send for a package. What's up, David? And to send him a package. And I said, well, no, I'll just give me the information and I'll send it. And she said, well, he can't be recognized because of the job that he has. He can't be recognized. He can't be on Facebook. And, you know what I mean? So he has to basically remain anonymous. And I said, okay. I'm like, but can I send him something? I said, because I'll do exactly what I do. I'll get the package together. I'll send the letter. He'll be, you know what I mean? He'll be a Service Member of the Month. He just won't, we can't recognize him. We can't put his name out here, and we just can't because of his job. And I know what his job is. And that's all I'm going to say, because he's in a very He's in a job that I get why he can't be recognized. So that's what we did. You know what I mean? I got the information. I sent that package out. Now, if I don't say that, it is what it is. So, but I'm not going to not have a service member of the month because he was service member of the month. So that's just an extra package we sent out. So that whatever month, I don't know. So last month, I don't know. I think it was last month. I really wasn't. I tried to do the beginning of the month and then the middle of the month. I wasn't really. I really wasn't too worried about when he got it because it wasn't like what I try to do is I try to send the service member of the month so they get it for the beginning of the month. So like on the first of the month, I can make the post for the service member of the month, and then I was waiting till the 15th to do the veteran. But now that we have, I don't know, 9 or 10 veterans on the list waiting, I'm going to start probably doing 3 a month just because it is what it is. But if we do 1 a month and there's 10 on the list right now, that's 10 months, which means if no one else comes in the next 10 months, we're booked up for 10 months. I assume and I hope and pray that more people are going to be nominated between then and now. I actually have somebody in mind, but I don't even want to bring the name up to the person because we're so far behind already, which is awesome. It's a great problem to have. What's up, Farva? Yes, he's on the list. Pappy. His letter will be addressed to Pappy. Brittany told me that I was allowed to. I will also explain to him why I called him Pappy, but he is on the list. But yeah, there's a shit ton of people on the list. So, that's good. Like I said, I don't know what... some of them are younger, some of them are older. They're all different. It's all spraying all fields. So, I usually just try to go in order. But if I can spread them out, like if there's somebody that's not from around here and somebody that is from around here, I try to get them all over the place because I think that's important. Because I just don't want anyone to think that this is, well, I just hope you can read it, Farva, because I realize my handwriting is okay, but the problem is when I write these, my brain is going 100 miles an hour faster than my hand could possibly move. So that's why my handwriting looks so bad. Because it's not that I'm in a hurry to write it, but I want to see your video now. Oh. It's not that I'm in a hurry to write it, but the thoughts when the thoughts are in my head, if I don't write them down, if you've ever watched me on a live, I just have these moments where I'm just like, what, squirrel? I get totally lost, or a topic comes up and I go down a road and I'm like, what were we talking about? Last night I caught myself a couple times where the comment was still on the screen. What's up, Casey? Where I was able to catch and figure out what the hell I was talking about. But a lot of times it doesn't happen. A lot of times I just get completely lost and I have no idea how we got down the road. That's how you start out. Remember that night we started talking about stink bugs, and then we talked about dinosaurs being people's pets, and then we talked about 400-foot tall people building the pyramids as a sandcastle, and then it went to state capitals. By the end of the live that started with stink bugs, we were naming the state capitals of the United States of America. I don't know. I don't know how that happens. Hello, Diane. All right, Farva. Farva, when are you coming down here? Which drawing? That drawing right there? That is a good drawing. We should show this again. My bestie made this drawing of me behind the bar. It's pretty solid. Although she's got that was a winter drawing. That's got the winter beard. We're still rocking the summer thing here, but she nailed it. Plus, if I keep going with the intermittent fasting, my face is a little thinner. It's not quite so round anymore. See, I don't know what we're talking about. I completely lost my train of thought. It is. It's incredible. It really is. I'm I mean, I don't. I don't want to say I'm impressed, because if I say I'm impressed, then that means that I would, at some point, have had the idea that she couldn't do that, and I did, and I do not think that, because I think Swiper is talented, and I'm not just saying that because she's my bestie. Brittany was trying to weasel her way into bestie status by cold plunging with me, and now she hasn't been up here for 6.5 years to cold plunge. I think she's scared of the cold tub. It got too cold for her. I'm telling you right now, Brittany, it's cold as fuck. That's all I can say. It's ridiculously cold. It's not fun a little bit anymore. Which I guess is good. I think the fact of not wanting to do it is part of the intrigue. You could come here Saturday morning. I'm good Saturday morning unless I go fishing. I considered fishing. But you could come here. I'm not busy Saturday until Saturday afternoon or evening. I got Jensen. We may go to a party. Meemaw's working. So the plan is to have Jensen for Sunday. So Meemaw wants him here sleeping overnight. I don't even have Swiper's phone number, and she's not my friend on Facebook anymore. Since I got my new account, she didn't even friend me, which is kind of rude. We can do it. We can cold plunge Saturday if you want to. I've never done it in the morning since the creek, because I do it after work every day. It could be fucking brutal, and it might be horrible in the morning. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. No. I don't. Maybe she does. That would be the first live from the tub. Okay, well, David, don't tell him. Okay, it's got to be a secret. So call his wife or his friend, or call somebody outside of him to call some periphery person and get them to get the information. Don't ask him, or it's not going to be a secret. It's supposed to be a surprise. Yeah, I thought about fishing Saturday morning, but I don't know. I can't now if Brittany wants to plunge. I mean, I guess theoretically, if I don't go far away, I could fish for a couple hours in the morning and then plunge at like lunchtime or something. I don't know how that would be going in there. And like I went out to put ice in there this morning. It was 55 degrees outside. I don't know how that would be crawling in there when it's 55 outside already. I know in Brittany's head, when she was coming up here plunging, yeah, that's the way to do it. Oh shit, I do have Swiper's phone number. Fuck. I didn't think I had Swiper's phone number. It just popped up on my screen. I guess you're right. Well, Brittany, I don't care. I think 12 o'clock would be better than early, because, so Brittany would come up here when we were going in the creek. She'd wake up in the morning. Well, she didn't. She said a cold shower. It wasn't a cold shower. It was a cool shower, apparently. And then she'd drive up here with her windows down to try to get cold. And then I'd be up here in a sweatshirt. Yeah, she did just text me. I totally forgot. Lake Glendale is awesome. There's cabins right there. Also, you can rent. Some big fish in there. Where's that? Is that where you went? 55. No, Laura. It was 55 degrees outside. When I went in the tub tonight, it was 39.7 degrees after work. 39.7 it was. Yeah, she would drive up here wet and with her windows down, trying to get cold before she went in the cold water. And I would be outside with a hoodie on doing some kind of work around the yard to try to get sweaty. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was just doing things. Back then I didn't do it on purpose. I was just doing things, but it was chilly outside, so I'd have a hoodie on. And I was actually sweating when we'd go in. And To me, it's easier to get in the water. I don't know if it makes a difference one way or the other. Because once you're in the water, it sucks ass. Try that cold water. Okay. It does, David, but most people's inflammation comes from food. So if you really want to cut out inflammation, you should stop eating carbs. All of them. Flour and sugar. Get rid of the white stuff. If you don't eat flour and sugar, your body will have less inflammation. When you go in the freezing cold water, basically all the water from your arms and legs and everywhere your entire body, most of the blood from your entire body goes to your internal organs to keep yourself alive. Well, my ankle feels great. My knee still hurts. But listen, I have damage in my knee. I have torn meniscus. I don't think cold plunge is going to fix my knee. Stem cells, maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I'll tell you the other thing. Every day, I would come. This ankle, I broke my foot, actually. And my ankle would be swollen every day. Every single day. I'd take my sock off, and wherever my sock was around my ankle, it would be, like, swelled out like crazy. So I do salt. So you can drink all the water in the world. But if you don't have the minerals in your cells to absorb, to bring the water into your cells, it doesn't work. The water just gets in you, and it doesn't work. You have to have the minerals in your cells to be able to absorb the water. So salt is the best thing for that. They say salt's bad for you. That's a lie. Salt is not bad for you. It's an essential nutrient if you don't have salt. Sodium is like the fourth most important thing to life. It's like air, water, food, sodium. Literally. I think sodium is fourth on the list of important things. Now, iodized, that doesn't sound right. Iodized? Yeah, whatever. Salt with iodine in it. Morton salt? That's not what I'm talking about. Because when they make Morton salt, they bleach it, they kill all the minerals inside the salt, and then they put iodine in it. So it's plain white salt, tastes salty, but all the minerals are gone. Hello, Cindy. But all the minerals are gone. So what you need to get is pink salt, pink salt, Himalayan salt, or Celtic salt. One of those. Celtic salt's probably the best one. Sea salt's pretty good. Seaweed is pretty good, although I don't know how many people would like to eat seaweed. Magnesium is a hyper important mineral for your body. Magnesium is one of the most important because it's a water-hungry molecule, so you want magnesium. One of the best sources of magnesium is kiwi, if you're going to eat fruit. And the weird thing is the most magnesium in kiwi is in the skin, that fuzzy brown skin. So what you should do is wash it real good and eat it like an apple, skin and all. That's how you're supposed to eat a kiwi. But the problem is when you sweat, especially in these hot and humid times, you sweat, the minerals are sweating out of your body. That's why if you would taste your sweat, it tastes salty, because it's not water, it's minerals. Sodium salty. But there's like magnesium sulfate, which is magnesium salt. There's 3 different forms of magnesium in Celtic salt. So you take that gets in your cells, it attracts the water to your cells. That's why, like, if you were, like, I drink all day long because I'm hot and sweating. Drink, and it doesn't get absorbed into your cells because you're sweating all your nutrients out all day long. So you got to replace the minerals so the cells can work the way they're supposed to. That being said, my Celtic salt is not here. It's been ordered, and I don't know where the fuck it is. But I'm about to order some more just because Nemo said, oh, I saw Celtic salt on... It probably does, except for, the Powerade, Gatorade, all those things. I used to just do Pedialyte. But Pedialyte has like 4 or 5 minerals in it. But it has sugar in it. A lot of sugar. Or maybe it's not. I guess it has sugar and probably. Did I? It probably has some sugar and then some fake sugar. But I'm trying not to eat calories during the day when I'm doing my fasting thing. So all day long I drink nothing but water. I do sometimes have a Diet Coke. Like tonight we had dinner down there. I had a Diet Coke with dinner. Because if I'm eating calories, I don't care. But when I'm on my fast, I don't want to eat calories. Yeah, the problem is a lot of that stuff has fake sugar. Some fake sugars make insulin act up. Some don't. Some people, not some, in some people it does. Not in all people. Plus, anything that's colored usually has poisonous chemicals that make it the color. In America. In Europe, that's not the case. In America, they use red number 40, known carcinogen. In Europe, they're not allowed to use red number 40, so they use beets. They use the colors that come from red beets to color their stuff red. A taco is not a sandwich. And I had it out with 2 different waitresses or servers, whatever. Fuck. No, they're waitresses. Fuck that shit. They're waitresses because I'm old. 2 of them, I had to straighten them both out that don't even ask me about bones and wings. Wings have bones. Chicken nuggets do not have bones. You grind up the chicken, you pound it into whatever shape you want, you put a breadcrumb coating on it, and you fry it in a fryer. I told her I didn't order off the kids' menu. I want bones in my wings. And then she apologized to me later, and I'm like, no, I'm kidding. Then she said to me, "Is he always grumpy like that?" She doesn't understand my sense of humor. Apparently. Papa, she doesn't understand. Apparently she's not in the group. She doesn't understand Papa on the chip. She's new to the whole thing. I don't actually even know what her name is, actually. I would have to ask Mimo. I'll have to find out who she is and friend request her on Facebook and apologize to her, I guess. I don't, listen, I am, people who know me know how I am, but she doesn't know me. I don't want to offend. I don't want to offend somebody. I'm just trying to be funny. Also, you're supposed to sip water. If you drink more than 4 ounces of water at a time, it signals your bladder to relieve yourself, to make you pee. So, you could pee, clear pee all day long because it's just going right through you and it's not getting where it needs to get. I listen to a lot of science shit. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I'm oddly interested. So we'll see how Friday goes. I think I can. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go. I have no idea. Like I said, I told him, I said, I listen to podcasts. I said, so I'm used to listening to podcasts. They're 3 hours. So it's just talking, just having a conversation. It's not even an interview. And I did. He's gonna come here. We're gonna get him here to Spoonman Saloon. He wants to come over here. He said he wants to bring a designated driver so he doesn't have to drive home. And I'm like, let me know, buddy. So he said we could do a show live from Spoonman Saloon. So I don't know how long it'll take. He's a busy guy. I mean, I talked to him 2 weeks ago to get, on the show next weekend. So he's definitely a busy guy, running his radio station, doing what he's doing. I'm just glad that he's going to take some time out to talk to us. What's up, B guy? How's the B guy doing? Are you still in New York? Is the question. You gotta be. It's goldenrod season. Oh yeah, it's coming up on salmon season. Well, that's a month away though. Are the salmon running? Probably not. They need to get some rain to get the salmon running. There's Tammy Quinn. Speaking of salmon running, I'll be salmon fishing with her lovely husband, Sean. You can't even drink a post-plunge drink Saturday. Yeah, Brittany, I can if I want to. I said from the beginning of August that I was not going to be drinking in the month of August unless somebody came to the house and they wanted to drink. Then I would drink with them. No problem. I don't need to, but I can. I came down here yesterday for 2 hours just trying to get caught up on stuff, and I didn't. I got caught up a little bit, but I am still, and I can't. I was talking to them. I was talking to Doc, and I was talking to Taba. It was me, Mimo, Taba Blavi, and then he was playing his music, and then he'd come over and sit with us for a little while talking, and I just said, like, I can't do the drink of the day part-time. So I either have to get in the rhythm of doing it, or I just have to not do it. Because by hopping, it's like, once I get in the rhythm and I got all the sheets down here and we got stuff going and we're just rolling, even if it's one drink a day, it's fine. But if I would try to do it every 3 or 4 days, I pile shit up. I pile shit up in the bar like this, where I can't even function. Like, all this stuff has to get off of the bar before we have a drink of the day. And I don't know where to go with it. Because all the shelves are full. There's stuff on the floor. And now there's like 10 more bottles out in the garage right now that need a place to go. And I do not know what to do. I just don't know where to go with it. I originally thought about right here in the corner of the bar. Now I can't because it's be shooting TV. But I was going to take a 4x4 and I was going to drill holes into it. Did you ever see when they put wine bottles in by the neck and they just sit there on an angle? I was going to do that. I have cedar 4x4s. I was going to put a piece of cedar post right here on the corner and drill holes in it, like this way, like stagger them all the way around. So it would be like a bottle tree. But that would be a fucking nightmare. There's no way that would not get broken. Plus, it would be in the way of the camera now, so. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I could move that. Some of that decorative stuff there, I could put 3 more bottles there, but I don't know. I could maybe bring that shelf deeper and put 3 deep there, but 3 deep sucks. I could do that. I could do 3 bottles deep right there. Now I'm thinking that might be the next step. That might be 3 bottles deep there next time here. Okay, not next time, but before September. Yeah, I can probably get that done this weekend. I'll see if I've got any lumber out laying around out in the garage. I need one 1x12. Take that up, that would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will get 9 more bottles up there. Wouldn't clear the floor off, but it sure would help. Yeah, the bottle tree idea was a cool idea, but it just wouldn't. I mean, there's nowhere to put it. I think it's time to move. We need a bigger bar. That's what we need. The problem is the shelves got to be here. I mean, I could rip all these shelves off here because it's all one across here. But I really should get a bigger top. If I got a new bar top that was 10 inches bigger than this one, so I could get it 5 inches my side, 5 inches that side, then I could make a bigger shelf on here. The problem is the bar is only this big, so if I make the shelf bigger, I bump into the bottles now, and I've knocked bottles off of this shelf. Luckily, now I got a rubber mat down here, so hopefully I don't break anymore. Because I can tell you this. When you knock a bottle of liquor off the shelf and it hits the tile and smashes, it makes a fucking mess. It makes a mess like you cannot imagine. Every bottle's splattered. They're all sticky. You got to wash them 3 times to get them. It's a nightmare. But, you know, these are first world problems. You know what I mean? If that's the worst thing that happens to me, it is a really nice bar. I told you that the first time I saw it. It looks way better, like from a construction standpoint, and what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. I'm thinking of a specific word. Not quality, and quality is not the word I'm. It looks quality for sure. Quality is not the word I'm looking for, but just I can't think of the word. But anyway, it's way nicer than it even looks on lives. It's really nice. Listen, when I started this shit, this back bar right here, that was all the bottles, and it was like no, and one shelf up here, the top whiskey shelf was there. But this thing holds 63, I think, 63 bottles. Something like that. Or 64 or 61. 60. It's 20 rows, I think. And there's 4 on the end. For some reason, I don't know why, there's 4 on the end, but nowhere else. Nowhere else does 4 fit. You push them all the way back, there's no room. But for some reason back there, 4 fits. I don't know. But, yeah, that's all that was here when this thing started. There was no shelves behind the bar. None of this was here. All the shelves behind the flag, none of those were there. It just grew and grew and grew and grew. Now there's shelves behind the bar. And if there wasn't a wine rack above the sink, that would solve a lot of the problems. We could put some stuff back there. But we're stuck, so it is what it is. All right. 8:20. All right. I got to go dump ice in the tub. Make sure it's freezing cold for Brittany. Brittany, you're going to want to wear socks, I think. I cannot go in there without socks on. My fucking hands hurt so bad. But my feet, the palms of your hand, the bottom of your feet, and right here on your cheeks do not have capillaries. They go directly from arteries to veins, which is why they feel so much colder. Brittany, it's got to be cold. You don't want it to be warm. I'll be out there at 11 o'clock in the morning filling that fucker up with ice again. I don't know what the temperature is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to get warmer. No, I don't even know. We got a couple days. It's only 2 days away. I mean, at the most, listen, even if it warms up, it's going to be 43. Which will still be the coldest that you've ever done. But the good news is we only have to do like, whatever, 5 or 6 minutes. I've been doing 6 and 7. I told Mimo I don't think I can get it under that. I don't think I can get it even to... I don't think I can get it below 39 until we start getting where it's... Well, tomorrow's supposed to rain, I think. Oh, that sucks. Tomorrow's going to be a shitty day at work. I think it's supposed to be rainy tomorrow. But I think until it starts to get like... If we have days where the high is 70 and at night it goes down in the low 50s... I mean, you think about that. If I don't put ice in it, it warms up. So, you gotta, you know what I mean? I don't think I could ever get it down to, not now. Not for probably another month. It will be the first live from the tub. There has never been a live from the hot tub yet. What I was thinking is when you flip the cover, so I flip the cover in half. I never even open the other half of it up because I just sit on the front half every time I go in there. But now I was thinking if I flip the cover and then flip it again, what I should do is have Hockey make a sign that I could hang or put on the thing because it just stands straight up. But I don't know how high above the tub it is. But that would be cool to have him make a Scuba Squad sign or something and hang it across the cover. But I don't think I could leave it on there. I think I'd have to just put it on there once we flipped it up. Flipped it up, it would hang in the water. Why, it is a hot tub. It's what it is. Yeah, I know it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so that's might be good. The high's only supposed to be in the 60s, and it won't be sunny. The sun heats it up a lot. And now I noticed it had to be on the weekend, because the only time I was home. It was like 11:30, and the whole thing was still sun on top of the whole lid. And a month ago, at 11 o'clock, the sun was only halfway out. It was already shaded. But now the sun is starting to move south, like for the winter. The earth is actually tilting. The sun's not moving, but the earth tilts more for the winter, where we get away from the sun. So the sun's now, instead of crossing above the house, it's crossing more toward the pipeline. So now it's hitting. We're getting sun longer on the tub. I was thinking I should plant a maple tree in the backyard, just inside the fence to shield it. Seems a little extreme. All right. That's it. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will be here tomorrow night. Brittany will be here Saturday morning, or Saturday noon-ish. I think Nico might be coming up here Saturday to pick eggs up. Maybe he wants a shirt. Maybe he wants a drink. I don't know. That wine must have got her. I'd be sleeping if I wasn't here right now. Here comes the first yawn. Oh! Sorry for everybody at home yawning right now. It's contagious. I can't help it. Alright. I do have a little bit of stuff to take care of here. I'm local tomorrow, so I don't gotta get up till 5. So that's pretty good. I can almost sleep in. But, alright. I will be here tomorrow. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And, that's it. Peace out.